Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, and today we are going to be going over all the flavors in Pokopia. Now, I wanted to make this video because I was playing Pokopia earlier today, and I saw something very interesting. Articuno was asking for some sour flavors. So I was like, oh, we'll give it, I don't know, some rosemary tea, Rosemary seems kind of sour. Nothing. Nada. Zilcho. So I'm like, okay. Because I couldn't really think of anything off the top of my head that was sour. So I looked it up, and apparently, tomatoes are sour. Since when is a tomato sour? So I looked at all of them, and I figured I should probably make a video explaining the flavors and that don't really make sense. And for this video, I brought some of these. So, it's like some knockoff trolleys, and then some Airhead rainbow strips. We'll eat them, throughout the video. But let's go ahead and get started looking at all the flavors in Pokemon Pokopia. So there are 1, 2, 3. There are 6 different flavor types in Pokopia. No flavor, bitter, dry, sour, spicy, and sweet. And we're going to go ahead and talk about, all the stuff that are in there. First of all, before we start that, I do want to talk about 4 different types of food items: salads, bread, steak, or hamburger steak, and soup. Did I say soup? Salad, soup, bread, hamburger steak. Yeah. And talk about how you can make those. Now there's a couple different recipes for them and stuff like that, but to make, first of all, you learn how to cook in Rocky Ridge, so you have to get all the way up there before you can start. Now, to make bread, you will need a bread oven and wheat to make bread. To make salad, you will need a cutting board and a leaf. Well, at least. You're going to have, I think the bread is 4 ingredients, one of which being a leaf, I can't talk! Let's start that over. Bread, you need a bread oven, wheat, and 3 other ingredients. Salad, you need a cutting board, leaf, and 2 other ingredients. Soup, you need a cooking pot, fresh water, and 2 other ingredients. And for hamburger steak, you need a frying pan, beans, and 3 other ingredients. I don't know why that was so hard to remember. So that's how you make salad, soup, bread, and hamburger steak in Pokopia. So now let's go ahead and get to the flavors. Starting with no flavor. First off, we have Leppa berries. Now it's the basic berry that you start with in the game. It kind of makes sense that it is that Leppa doesn't have a flavor. I wouldn't know what a Pokemon berry tastes like, so I can't really, get to that. Now, the description says, a berry with a rather unremarkable flavor restores some PP when eaten. So, makes sense. Next, we have a lumberry. Now, I did not really expect a lumberry to have no flavor. I was expecting it to have a bitter flavor. Just by looking at it, but you can't really judge a book by its cover, can you? A lumberry description is a berry that has a well-balanced flavor, restores some PP when eaten. When you think of well-balanced, I don't think of no flavor. So I feel like lumberry should have a flavor, but I don't really know what. Anyways, moving on, we have simple salad. An ordinary salad made with leaves powers up leafage when eaten. It's a simple salad. I guess anything simple doesn't have a flavor, so there's that. Then we have simple soup. An ordinary soup made with fresh water powers up water gun when eaten. Again, simple, no flavor. I see where it's going. Then simple bread. Ordinary wheat powers up cut when eaten. Simple hamburger steak. An ordinary hamburger steak made with beans powers up rock smash when eaten. So all the simple stuff, doesn't have a flavor. Makes sense. But then we have vibrant hamburger steak. Hamburger steak made with lots of ingredients powers up rock smash a lot when eaten. First of all, if you have something that's vibrant, that should have at least some sort of flavor to it, in my opinion. Like, there should have been a seventh flavor type called gourmet, and that's what it is. But yeah, I don't agree with this, but I don't really know where to put it. It's not sweet, it's not sour, it's not bitter. Could be dry. I could see it being dry. But other than that, yeah, it shouldn't have any flavor. Then we have fresh water. Delicious water that's perfect for making soup. Drink some and spit it out to make things well. I agree, water doesn't really have any flavor. Some people say it does, but I don't think it really does. It just tastes like water. I mean, what kind of flavor is that? So I agree with that wholeheartedly. But the next one, a bruised berry. A bruised berry you got from Chef Dente restores a bit of PP when eaten. That should be bitter. Like, that should just be bitter. That shouldn't have no flavor. Like, there's no way that has flavor. Whoa. Words! There's no way that a bruised berry has no flavor. There's gotta be some sort of flavor to it. So I'm thinking bitter. But again, I'm not the developers. I'm not the one who grouped them as it did. So, I'm not the coder, so. Then the last dish that doesn't have a flavor is curry and rice. An absolutely essential meal for any party. Enjoy some tasty food alongside other Pokemon. I've had curry and rice in the real world. It has a flavor, dog. It has one. It has flavor. It has flavor. Like, I don't know what we're going on about here. I don't know. But what flavor would it be, though? It's definitely not dry. It's not bitter. I can't say it's sweet. Sour? Not really. Then what? Hold on. Bitter, dry, sour, spicy. I would actually put it spicy. Like, I would say it's spicy. In my opinion, it's spicy. I mean, I've had some spicy curry before. It was pretty good. But anyways, that's all the no flavor food items in the game. So just to recap, lepaberry, lumberry, simple salad, simple soup, simple bread, simple hamburger steak, vibrant hamburger steak, freshwater, bruised berry, curry and rice. That is all the dishes that have no flavor. But you know what does have flavor, though? Let's eat one real quick. One for y'all. Eat up, eat up, eat up, eat up. One for me. A sour flavor. A sour. Okay, it's not that bad. I am over exaggerating. It's not that sour, but it is still sour. Also, what a shame. Don't need to eat yours. Eat it. Eat it. Alrighty. Now we move on to bitter flavors. First off, we have the raspberry. The longer and more curled the leaves are, the more bitter this berry tastes. Restore some PP when eaten. Again, it's a Pokemon berry. I can't really say for sure, what a Pokemon berry tastes like because I've never had one. Raspberry just looks like a blue strawberry. And I know strawberries aren't bitter, but again, don't judge a book by its cover. Book by its cover. Then we have a potato. A delicious potato, even with the skin still on, restore some PP when eaten. I've had fresh potatoes before, like straight out of the garden or the grocery store or something. Those are bitter as heck. I very much agree. Potatoes are bitter. Then we have seaweed. Okay, I can see seaweed being bitter. Seaweed that has washed ashore restores some PP when eaten. Okay. I agree with that. Then we have seaweed salad. A bitter tasting salad made with seaweed powers up leafage when eaten. Well, if seaweed's bitter and you make a salad out of seaweed, it's got to be bitter by, logic. Then we have seaweed soup. Bitter tasting soup made with seaweed powers up water gun when eaten. Again, same logic as seaweed salad. If you make soup with seaweed, it's gonna be bitter. If the seaweed was bitter. Then we have recycled bread. Bitter tasting bread made by reusing other bread powers up cut when eaten. If you make bread out of other bread, this bread looks moldy. That can't be good for you. I've had moldy muffins before. They taste like toothpaste. They really do. They really do. Moldy blueberry muffins taste like toothpaste. Minty toothpaste, specifically. I could see that being better. Then we have bitter hamburger steak. It's in the name, okay? It's in the name. Bitter tasting hamburger steak topped with leaves. Powers up rock smash when eaten. And that's actually all the bitter tasting food items in the game. Just to recap, you got raspberry, potato, seaweed, seaweed salad, seaweed soup, recycled bread, and bitter hamburger steak. But it's not bitter. Let's try the rainbow one. It's the big one. I'm gonna eat mine first so I don't spill it everywhere. Pretty good. Here, have some. Sweet. It's definitely sweet. It's pretty good. Alright, moving on, we have dry flavors. Starting us off, we have Chesto Berry. A rock-hard berry with a dry flavor restores some PP when eaten. That sounds like it needs to go in Rocky Ridge. Where was I going to put that Chesto Berry originally? Chesto Berry trees. Anyways, go in Rocky Ridge. But anyways, Chesto Berries, dry flavor. If it's a rock-hard berry, I'd assume it'd be dry, so. But again, it's a Pokemon berry. Can't really judge it by its color. Judge a book by its cover. Then we have wheat. They're actually edible raw, restore some PP when eaten. I've never had raw wheat before. I don't ever want to try it. I'd imagine it's dry though. It's basically just tall grass with big seeds. I've had grass. or I've had grass in my mouth when I like slide in the dirt or something. Like get tripped up, fall in the grass. Grass does not taste good, I'll tell you that much. So, understandable, wheat's dry. Then you have cave mushrooms. Mushrooms that grow in damp places such as caves or under shady trees restore some PP when eaten. This I agree with. I have had a mushroom, just raw. Not the ones off the ground. Okay. Not the ones off the ground. The ones that you buy at the grocery store that say you can eat it raw. I've had one of those. They're decent. But they are dry. But anyways. We have crushed berry salad. A salad with a dry flavor made with crushed chesto berries. Powers up leafage when eaten. Again, it's made of chesto berries. Chesto berries are dry. So if you make a salad out of it, it's going to be a dry salad. I'll tell you that much. Then, okay, this one, Nope. Mushroom soup. A soup with a dry flavor made with mushroom broth. Powers up water gun when eaten. I see the concept. Here. Mushrooms are dry. You make something out of mushrooms. It's naturally dry. It's a soup. Soup is wet. A soup should never be dry. It's made with water. Water is wet. A soup is wet. That's what makes it a soup. It's what makes it a soup. It should not be dry. I've never in my life had a dry soup. And until I taste dry soup, mushroom soup should not be considered dry. That should be bitter. But there's nothing I can do about it. Mushroom soup is dry. I don't know where that logic came from, but moving on. Mushroom hamburger steak. A hamburger steak with an intensely dry, mushroomy flavor powers up rock smash when eaten. This I can see being dry. Why? Why is this video just me getting rage baited at how dumb the flavors are in this game? The last dry flavor is Roserade tea. It's tea. Tea is a drink. Drinks are wet. Wet is the complete opposite of dry. So what makes you think that Roserade tea is dry? It should be bitter. But let's see what it has to say. Tea with a delicate, elegant aroma. If you take a sip and spit it out, it becomes a hot spring. Is a hot spring dry? No, it is not. So why do we have this as a dry flavor? Someone explain this to me. Please. But that is all the dry flavors, and to recap, we have chesto berry, wheat, cave mushrooms, crushed berry salad, mushroom soup, mushroom hamburger steak, and Roserade tea. But now, before we move on, it's time to eat some more. And our next category is actually sour, so we gotta get what we know is sour. Eat up. Good boy. My turn. Chef's kiss. Anyways, Moving on, we have the sour flavors. First off, we have an asperberry. This berry has a distinctively sharp, sour taste, restores some PP when eaten. This makes sense. I mean, it's Pokemon berry. Can't judge a book by its cover, you know. I've said this a whole episode. But hey, if an asperberry is sour, it's sour. Oh, by the way, see this? It's water. Guess what? It's wet. Who would have thought? If you make soup out of it, it's naturally going to be what is it? Wet. Anyways, moving on. We have a tomato. I went over this at the beginning of the video. Why is the tomato sour? It's a round, tasty looking tomato which restores some PP when eaten. Tomatoes are not sour. Now, an unripe tomato is. I have eaten one. Those are sour. But the picture clearly has a ripe tomato. Those are sweet, not sour. So that should be in the sweet section. But anyways, moving on. We got a shredded salad. A sour salad made with finely chopped leaves. Powers up leafage when eaten. Well, it says sour in the description, so I guess it's sour. I don't know what else they put in there, but I guess it's sour. Then we have a flavorful soup. A sour soup bursting with flavor. Powers up water gun when eaten. Says it's sour, so I believe it. Lepa bread. Sour tasting bread made with lepa berry jam. Powers up cut when eaten. I'm surprised. Hold on. I'm surprised lepa bread has no flavor. Because lepa berries don't have any flavor. And simple bread doesn't have any flavor. You put two and two together, you'd think it doesn't have any flavor, but it's sour out of nowhere. Maybe they made it out of sourdough bread. Anyways. Then we have tomato hamburger steak. Hamburger steak that brings out the sour flavor of its ingredients. Powers up rock smash when eaten. Well, it says it brings out the sour flavor of its ingredients, so hey, it's sour. Then soda pop. Fizzly sparkling soda. If you take a sip and spit it out, it becomes seawater. This makes sense though, because soda pop, because it's soda, it's fizzy. Where else are you gonna put fizzy besides sour? So that makes sense. But that is all the food items for sour. So to recap, we have asperberry, tomato, shredded salad, flavorful soup, lepa berry, tomato hamburger steak, and soda pop. And now we're going into the spicy category again. But. We know that these rainbows right here are sweet. So we want to save that for the sweet section. More sour worms, anybody? Here we go, eat up. Good boy. I'm gonna stop saying it now. I'll stop saying it. Moving on to the spicy segment. We have a fresh carrot. You can harvest these spicy carrots by pulling up on their leaves, restore some PP when eaten. Now I know the description says spicy carrots, but a fresh carrot pulled straight out of the ground, it's not spicy, it's bitter. It's bitter. I mean, you can make a carrot spicy by just putting some seasoning on it, slice up some jalapenos, put it on there. But Carrots are not spicy. This video is really about me rage baiting over the flavors, isn't it? Spicy carrots. That's a first. Anyways, crouton salad? A spicy salad with a delightful crunchy texture, powers up leafage when eaten? Okay. From the name itself, crouton salad. There's nothing spicy about that. Croutons are not spicy. Now, if you got specifically spicy croutons, or you put sliced up a couple jalapenos, put it in there, maybe some cayenne peppers, I can see it being spicy. But just salad and croutons are not spicy. But I guess there's more to it. I don't know. Then we have electrifying soup. A shockingly spicy soup powers up water gun when eaten. That kind of makes sense, I guess. I don't know why you drink that, though. Doesn't look appealing. Looks like you'll have a couple volts going down through your body. But, hey. Healthy soup. A spicy soup with an aromatic bean flavor powers up water gun when eaten. Guess they put some cayenne peppers in there. Carrot bread. Spicy bread with intense carrot flavor powers up cut when eaten. I'm going to say it again. Carrots are not spicy, hence carrot bread is not spicy. It's only logical. Bread bowl. Spicy bread that's delicious even when burnt, powers up cut when eaten. Just because a piece of bread is burnt, doesn't mean it's spicy. That means it's dry and bitter. And fit for the trash. No one's eating burnt bread. And a bread bowl is definitely not spicy. Unless, of course, throw in a couple cayenne peppers, jalapenos, a couple little spices here and there. Now that's a good bread bowl. Then, chili sauce. Sauce with an enticingly spicy flavor. If you take a sip and spit it out, it becomes lava. This is the first one in this entire list that actually makes sense. Chili sauce is spicy. It is. Thank you for not making it a sweet sauce and actually making it spicy. But anyways, let's go ahead and recap. All spicy food, we have fresh carrot, crouton salad, electrifying soup, healthy soup, carrot bread, bread bowl, and chili sauce. And we have one more category to go, but before then, I hope you have enough. Here, I'll give you all the big piece. No. I will get the smaller one. Pretty good. Moving on. Sweet flavors. First up, we have Pecha Berry. A sweet, delicious berry restores some PP when eaten. So, I could see Pecha berries being sweet. They're basically peaches in the Pokemon world. Peaches are sweet. That kind of checks out. Then we have beans. Small beans that are jam-packed with nutrients restore some PP when eaten. I've never had a bean that's sweet. They're bitter, but they're not sweet. So I don't get that. I don't get it. But I'm done rage baiting, getting rage baited, and screaming at the top of my lungs as to why this is not this flavor. So I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it. Lepa salad. A sweet salad made with lepa berries powers up leafage when eaten. Someone make this make sense. Lepa berry doesn't have any flavor. But if you put it in bread, it becomes sour. And if you put it in salad, it becomes sweet. Explain the logic, please. Then we have fluffy bread. Sweet bread made with pecha berries powers up cut when eaten. That makes sense. That makes sense right there. Potato hamburger steak. A satisfyingly sweet hamburger steak powers up Rock Smash a lot when eaten. Wait, if you're making hamburger steak out of potatoes that are bitter, wouldn't that also be bitter, according to their past logic? You would think. Then we have Moo Moo Milk Coffee. Milky coffee with a comfortingly sweet taste. If you take a sip and spit it out, it becomes muddy water. Okay, well, it looks like it's got a lot of creamer in it. And I hear that creamer coffee is sweet, but regular black coffee is bitter. So if it's Moo Moo Milk Coffee, I guess it's sweet. I don't drink coffee. I've never had it. I don't want to try it. I just don't even want to. Anyways, we have common candy. Piece of candy you got from Chef Dente restores some PP when eaten. Okay, it's candy. Candy sweet. Unless you're eating some of these, which are not sweet, they're sour. And finally, we have a rare candy. A rare candy you got from Chef Dente restores a lot of PP when eaten. Again, it's candy. Candy sweet. And that is all of the sweet flavors. So to recap, we have Pecha Berry, Bean, Lepid Salad, Fluffy Bread, Potato Hamburger Steak, Moo Moo Milk Coffee, Common Candy, and Rare Candy. And that, my friends, is actually all of the flavors in Pokopia. But before we go, time to eat some more. It's stuck together. There we go. Some for you. And some for me. No more. About choked. Anyways, that will be all for this video. If you think that Pokemon Pokopia's flavors make any sense, first of all, please explain, and second of all, you're a maniac. And if you thought Pokemon Pokopia's flavors make no sense whatsoever, we're on the same team. So, if you found this video entertaining or, insightful at all, use it as a guide for flavors in the future, or go to cerebi.net. Great place to go check out stuff. Always would recommend checking Cerebi every day, for news and stuff like that. Not sponsored, by the way. But, yeah. Please like, subscribe, comment. And please stay tuned for more videos like this that are just wacky and random. But yeah, I think we should end the video here. It's getting way too long. So until next time, Zasha now.